These two teams combined with Yakinda's statements, it starts making sense, but I'm not ready to believe it.
Right, it changes the discourse, sure. It actually gives you at least a little bit of history to go off and at least, well, frame your predictions.
Sure.
But it never feels like you can count NaVi out. You've got the #1 player in the world. Simple in the server here today, and the 1xBet odds, they feel the same. Let's see how this one kicks off. Pretty tempered approach here out the gates. Nothing fast from either side. Yakinda and Naf on B, and that looks like where we might find some action. A jump spot from Simple. I don't think he caught the head of Yakinda just there. The P250 in the hands, and oh, a shot from Yakinda out the gates. That's one way to kick things off.
Starts as he means to go on, taking down the goat. Now he just has to get the rest of the farmyard animals out of Banana. Has support in Naf.
Bit's got the P250 now, so he's starting to find a bit better form.
He is the chosen one. It's a deep CT smoke, or it sounded like it. Yakinda does have to respect it. Naf back on Coffins, playing for that retake. They still have had the numbers. Perfecto catches Naf off. 3 from Banana on this retake. Nitro still with a smoke kit, and oh my god, 3 of them bounding into ruins. Take control, overwhelm Yakinda, and yeah, good luck, have fun here. That utility deployed. Nice exchange. It forces MPL to stare at the smoke, but they've got so much on the cross. It gets across, but only to his own demise. Elige, yeah, too many different angles to deal with, and relatively clean.
Fantastic reaction there. Bit was actually playing towards the top of Banana, and he caught the retake. That's why all 3 of them just sprung through that smoke as a bit of surprise over towards the Coffin's position. They immediately reacted by taking CT space, and that means that the comms on NaVi are flowing very well, very early. So a 1-0 start here, but classic, Liquid will be going into a force fight. Upgraded pistols. OC going to keep it the most conservative of the bunch to get that AWP out when we do make it to the first gun round. But still, a deagle and a smoke. And smokes are plenty here for Liquid to try and stall out NaVi's crawl.
Going to be interested as well to see if TL have kind of maybe tidied up this CT side after IHC got a 9-1 start off against them.
Yeah, well, look, Inferno, as far as my money goes, is the T-side map. So I think if you're getting 6 or 7 on the CT side, you've had a pretty decent crack of it.
Certainly feel like if there was the same gaps IHC were finding, NaVi could be profiting. The right lean from Liquid.
Lots of talking here from Electronic. We know that he's taken the wheel here as the leader, and that's been a bit wonky. Smoke fading, and elbow spotted. Electronic down. They've seen at least 2.
OC did a lot there. Just that unarmored deagle and spamming away with the 5-7. Nitro will be forced to cower upon the return. Bit's found a little gap here. Now, Elige will be trying to address it. The potential of a long lurk.
He's heard this.
Yeah, Bit into the arch. None the wiser.
It's called
None
2.
of them have the info. Back to B. Surely Bit's going to be able to go either for the dankest of flanks or just a late arrival cut off the rotate.
Time's the biggest problem here. Naf still has a smoke on that B bomb site.
Oh, Liquid flying blind. The smoke. They're going to start pushing through it. Needs some quick headshots. Naf hits 1. Simple low, but not low enough. And now on the rotate Bit. Oof, a quick deletion. And all of those invested pistols and Kevlar will be thrown to the wayside.
And again, it's Bit right there with the information, right? Not necessarily the kills, but the information to give to his team to make the right reaction.
In both rounds.
Yeah, exactly right. So the fact that he has 2 sets of footsteps, they're able to identify they can go back towards that B bomb site being a little bit weaker, and Simple will clean up Elige here. So just Yakinda to find with this scavenge Mac 10 and purchase Deagle, but it would be the better choice for him to hold on to these goods as starts to investigate for a kill or 2.
Yeah, that's 2 weapons for 2 players.
Yeah, you know he'll be dropping one of those across to, I would assume, Elige or Naf, right? The other heavy hitters on the Liquid side of the server. But no more damage to be done here against the rifles of NaVi. They'll be holding on to the Galils and the AK-47. It did look sketchy there for a moment. That push in from Electronic dealt with handedly. Good shot from OC. But again, right, that reaction, Simple sees the smoke, and at 20 seconds, if they didn't have the info that B was actually light on personnel, maybe they would call it off and cancel. He leaps through, he takes the fight, gets a must win. And it will be the Deagle going across to Elige here. So there'll be some lighter upgrades for Liquid once more to see if they can do a bit more damage. 3-man B opener with Elige and Naf to try and hunker down towards A. But these are the type of rounds that NaVi need to be cleaning up. You can't be tripping over your shoelaces.
Bit of damage onto Simple again. Didn't stop him last time. I'm sure it won't here. Blind as a bat. Yakinda, that was very aggressive. Hope to catch him off guard, and yeah, damage is done. Both Simple and NPL. A little worse for wear. But Naf has fallen, and so has the ace sight, unless Alicia's got some heroics in him. This one, yeah, couple of extra frags for good measure. Revealed now, Alicia known to be in that pit side.
Yeah, the bomb is on MPL, right? So it has to do the long rotation through. And Alicia, if he can do any damage while this is going down, nice shot. Can he find another?
Oh, if he gets another, it is game on over the hay bales. Electronic unfazed as he finds himself the upgrade. And yeah, sight lost. Round to follow. One more kill would go a long way.
Yeah, well, they've sent OC over to cower towards B, right? I think you hold on to the AK, but Nitro, if he could find another kill here, you're right, that damage going to accumulate as this game continues forward here. Even just the cash injection from picking up this MAC-10 would be nice, but doesn't look like Simple wants to overstep the mark here. So they've kept them on notice, right? If you're Liquid, you know that you've made these rounds somewhat threatening. Some good damage done. Oh, wow, you feel like Nitro should be getting that one. Great clear there from Simple.
He was 20 HP. I was about to ask you questions like, how's the bomb radius these days? But no, Simple, just in time, clears the corner and saves himself.
Yeah, that was the evacuation round even, as you can see. Everybody exiting towards CT spawn.
Well, flawless start for NaVi. Taking that pistol and running home with it. This is the clear we're talking about. Just ready for everything.
Interested to see what openings NaVi go with. They tend to do the molly behind car and throw some HGs towards the car position so the CTs can't swing. There's always the flash at the ready. And in second mid, they like to throw out the fast long smoke as well as a boiler molly and occasionally a porch molly in play as well here. But this is looking a little bit heavier towards Banana fight. 3 players, including MPL, Simple, and Perfecto at the base of Banana.
A lot of moving parts to the openings of Inferno here in 2023. Oh, and OC catches Simple's early adventure. He wanted to get info top Banana, thought he had a gap. OC posted and punishes. Start to see him remaining flexible, relocating and counting on Yakinda to keep this house tidy.
Yakinda needs to be very careful here. That's a deep broom closet molly and jump spot.
Surely that's enough, Yakinda. Why does he look so hungry? Man once more, you've got the man advantage. The T's have burnt through all their utility. Perhaps, actually, I found the answer in the conversation there. He actually forces out another Molotov, and you can see the T's now are left with, what, 2 smoke grenades and a flash?
But that's gone both ways. Sure, Liquid have an extra smoke, sure, so maybe 20 seconds more. All of that extra pressure is to make sure that OC can't just rotate away freely, and he already did, right? I think they wanted to stay stubborn in Banana. If they got the control, they could execute B. But they felt all that pressure, and now back towards A.
Well, they just juggled all their utility, like a full reshaping of who has what. So the call's been made. The flash towards long. What was that? Smoke, excuse me, onto the arch side. NPL going to be coming out late. So see onto that bomb carrier. Electronic. Oh, okay. Perfecto provides the trade. The AWP has gone. Pressure onto the site with 14 seconds, and Perfecto's been knocked off it. Elysian Nav dig their heels in deep on pit side, and a comfortable collection.
Naf was great yesterday when we were covering him off in that IHC match, especially on Inferno, right? He was just a rock on the CT side where it felt like nobody else was really contributing. He was there with multi-kills from the pit, from the graveyard, from the site, and doing it again here within the early stages. So that opening pick from OC converted. And that's what you want if you're OC, because your job was done, right? You get that opening pick, here it is again. Bang, okay. Now the team needs to make good on my promise, and even had more impact here taking down Electronic. We'll just go into a quick technical timeout here, everybody. Hope to get this one sorted ASAP. It's been called on the Liquid side.
Yeah, I've got my eyes on OC. You know, I think the conversation on the desk, it's a truth. You know, the way I think Maui framed it was nice. He said, North America's best AWPer, but how much does that mean? He was wondering as to what we can expect from OC. And actually an interesting interview he gave as well, just talking about how his transition to Tier 1 caught him off guard by how difficult it was. saying that, yeah, at this level, it's mistakes you didn't know were mistakes being punished.
Well, it feels like a lifetime ago, but he was farming the Tier 2 scene in North America, right? Just absolutely mauling with that AWP. He was doing it all, right? Combat AWPing, hitting the sitters. It was definitely the full package. But yeah, this is a whole different level of Counter-Strike here in the Tier 1.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting is the humility he showed when he said how much, you know, he got to a point where he felt like he knew it all. Yakinda joined the team, and he suddenly realized there's a whole other level that they weren't even discussing. You know, in terms of how they talk about the game. The way he said it was, the way he talks about the game made me realize I don't know anything. And it's like, okay, yeah, so there's a whole extra level to this, and Liquid certainly going to have to be able to keep up with NaVi. We know that's a language they speak fluently.
Yeah, and one of the keys here to some of Liquid's successes in recent times has been taking down NaVi. So let's see if they can do it again here today. You have to keep in mind this MPL discussion, right? Another kid from the Academy roster getting the call up. It's difficult to expect them to come in and flourish. Bit didn't flourish immediately, but then he became an absolute monster and NaVi won a major. So let's see if the faith that Blade has in MPL is worth its salt. As aggressive maneuver here towards the apartments and a passive stance towards second mid. You can see just how passive Bit is. He isn't taking any real fights here, and you can understand so with only a Tech 9 in hand. So this very, very forward stance from Liquid. If too much pressure and Banana is felt, they can leer forward, they can look into second mid, and they can start to over-rotate or flank.
It's a nice, I was going to say triple, but 3 leaning A, 2 towards the apartments themselves, and for now, it is the B side of the map seeing some action. Perfecto and Simple forge a path and confirm. Banana is there, he's got flash lined up. Nitro would swallow that as he drops some retake utility. Do they respect it or do they go forward? Forward the answer. Perfecto swinging. Yakinda unsmoked, unbothered as Perfecto takes him down, or is taken down. NPL towards the pool, 1, and a return from Yakinda. Another in front of him, damage, and Elige will finish. Spraying through that smoke. NaVi, they try and pick up the pace, and now, well, from behind, not going to have anything to celebrate. What do you think was Perfecto's reasoning there? Do you think he was just a case of, I think I've caught them off guard?
No, they had to go. Because if they just extinguished and chilled, they didn't have any territory across the rest of the map. There was no going, at that point, there's no going back to A. I know that there's still 50 seconds left on the clock, but with how much utility they were investing into this type of hit, there was no way to really head back to the other side, think about all the angles you have to clear. It could have just been a non-starter of a round. So they took the risk. It didn't pay off whatsoever. And Yakinda getting fired up. Hopefully he's feeling a little bit better. I think a win definitely help on the road to recovery here, as this time round, not the man in question. Hyper-aggressive down Banana with the MP9 in hand, looking to farm up some NaVi members on Eco. Sure, they have upgraded pistols, but there's no Kevlar, definitely no head armor. And look at this, Elige and Nitro now back over towards A to investigate top mid.
OC spots the barrel. Simple goes just wide enough to bait the shot. Orpa confirmed A, and yet NaVi start to close towards him. Posturing. A word for NaVi's current stance. Hoping for a little bit of an overstep. OC unwilling to oblige. There's the first fight Simple was looking for, the nade to finish. He should be safe.
Have to commit now, 30 seconds. Should be into the blender here.
Yeah, no way really to get that bomb down. That would be an idyllic scenario for NaVi. Nitro already saying it's a little too quiet in mid. Careful B, Yakinda and Elige are fine. And so NaVi are heading OC's way. Trying to run down that AWP. Oh, Electronic does make good on the promise. And into the site they trundle. Just 2 more frags required. Perfecto with a good one, and Simple hits the dig. There's no way Liquid cannot let this go with 5 seconds on the clock. The bomb being planted, Yakinda unwilling, Elige is there, and Perfecto needs to hit an AWP shot. He's done that as well. Oh, it crumbles for Liquid. NaVi clutch up, Simple and Perfecto, a partnership in crime.
Oh, you can understand the smile on the face of the GOAT right here. That was a round with no Kevlar. That was just a couple of light upgraded pistols. And think about this. He got put to 7 HP when he tried to jostle with Trash.
Can't believe that one.
There was one bullet left in the AWP after OC was done with it, missing shot after shot, but they still pick it up and convert some key kills. That is a massive round. Whew, that feels like a bit of a freebie right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a freebie for NaVi, but it's a bit of a salty one for Liquid.
It's not the type of round you want to be giving up early here, especially with the woes that we highlighted against IHC yesterday on the CT side for Liquid. Felt like CT rounds were very difficult to come by. And that one, it's going to stick with you. I'm
still thinking about it. I'm sure they are too.
OC missed so many shots just there. He's going to be kicking himself. It's a hero in a gun round to maybe the villain against the eco here.
Suspicious smoke. Towards quad side. Elige will use it later. And he's just playing on the edge of it. No real info for NaVi.
Well, this time he won't miss. Giving them something to work with now. A number advantage in the gun rounds again. They've had enough of banana, so this smoke off towards the short side limits NaVi's options here, and so does the time.
NPL trying to find an angle, and Bit's caught Nav. Need a big one. Elige caught. Good awareness from NPL. Problems for Nitro. Needs a multi-kill for Hope, and it's denied. NPL with impact into the site, and round is done.
Yeah, that's a key point right there. The fact that he gets 2 kills in another very, very tight scenario. The time, it's like, well, it's all in Liquid's favor. They should be converting a round like this. The boost, it looked good for info, but they just stroll up, and it was kicked off by this lovely shot from Bit there onto Nav. NPL, the awareness, looks straight up, takes down Elige, and even finds the follow-up on his way into the site. Look at the time. 10 seconds as he gets that kill. If they fluster, if there's a multi-kill, there's so many problems, and those rounds back-to-back are accumulating against Liquid here.
Yeah, in my mind, that previous round and this one as well, it's just a little bit of a old school. I mean, we're talking different players, but old school NaVi, just with the confidence in themselves to be able to get the frags necessary at the very, twilight hour.
It's very, very difficult, right, to really help the viewers at home understand. But when you're running the clock down like that, that's a skill that you have to be able to learn. And we do have a bit of a B-stream update right here. Team Spirit taking on Big. This is an elimination game, and Spirit look like they have eliminated Big from Katowice for 2023. The Germans are making their way home, and Spirit will live on to fight another day. That sets up
the loser of this, no?
Precisely. So whoever drops this matchup right here will be heading on down to take on Team Spirit.
Okay. Heads will be held high for Team Spirit.
Liquid taking a bit of a timeout, and you reported yesterday, actually, that you overheard the huddle where they told Daps if you didn't take those timeouts in the first half of Inferno, we probably would have lost the map. I think he burnt all 4 or at least 3 of them, right? So Daps again doing what he can to try and stem the bleeding here. But good stuff from NPL, and this is the map where you would expect him to be the most comfortable on, right? This is where, when he was being the 6th man over in the World Finals, he played 2 Infernos, a win against Heroic, a loss against Vitality. He also played a Mirage against Liquid.
Oh, and OC on the money. Straight to Perfecto. Peeking up on the boost. An early casualty for NaVi to stomach, and they are set up aggressive in the apartments. Needs the double. Oh, but the triple is cruel, is mean, and that is the round. It was just starting to look nice with OC's opener. And then Bit decides to ruin all their hopes and dreams. A missed smoke, but the mollying will fill the gap.
Yeah, no dramas here. You can see that Nitro and OC are both still over towards that B bomb site. The bomb will go down, 40 seconds on the clock, and that was great from Bit. I know there's definitely some discussion about Bit seeming one-dimensional, not really growing in the way that he's approached the game. Sure, he was fantastic when NaVi had their breakout year. I say breakout year. NaVi have been here in Katowice time and time again. That's a great shot from OC. He's had some nice openers. But NaVi looking to head back to the arena here in Katowice.
He makes it look so easy. Handles it. the threat from Liquid neutralized and a 6th already for the T side. Safe exit. All good in the NaVi hood. Just that premonition. He knew where would I be most vulnerable next, and clocks now for the 3rd. Liquid once again dispatched the AWP B side. NaVi not going to fall foul to any of that early utility. Departments, I think, a bit like the way that felt back into the fight.
Which is crazy, because as we mentioned earlier, NaV was a beast yesterday, and he was dealing with Apartments and Short. And it seemed like they're bullying him at this juncture of the game. Trying to seek him out here very early. MPL is already ready to pierce the veil at the end of halls.
Like, if I was choosing a site to hit, I'm not sure I'd want the Yakinda Elige NaV site. But NaVi made of sterner stuff. Here they come. Blind on NaV. Elige will tag one up on the site. Oof, immediate deletion, but Yakinda's there at least to pick up the pieces. Liquid hold on. Weather the storm. Repel the invaders, I say, as Electronic goes looking for more. I guess with the smoke on default, he could perhaps rat around. Liquid smoke up. Electronic frag in. Not the both of them! Oh, they collapse! OC forced into a clutch. A 1 versus 3. Redemption available, but far from easy. AWP on site. The information given. Flash is out. OC begging for the fight. As Simple and Electronic established their crossfire. Does he want to put all those dollars on the line? Thinking about it twice, and yeah, will back away. Simple will slap him down for the greed of the re-peak. That's cheeky. And so the 7th found. Stone faces.
Yep. Yeah, missed his jump throw there. Wants that one to land on the window in second mid.
The second here, like, I understand Elige maybe being
Took
caught
a double
out.
take. Didn't quite believe there were 2 of them stacked up on top of each other in sight right there, but that's a round changer from Electronic. Surprised how much space they got, right? That smoke was up. You highlighted it very well. I think the fact that he just crept in by himself is why they weren't expecting it.
But at this point in the game, like, you can see, obviously, Liquid can't. They're not watching. Ooh, there's the nade working wonders. But all of this utility in Banana rather futile. NaVi will wait it out. As Nitro catches flak. Simple will fire off a shot, retreats to the stairs, a slither gap, damage inflicted onto Simple. The smoke will guise your retreat. They've heard 2 different rifles towards B. Perfecto ahead of the smoke. If anyone gets greedy, and yeah, Nitro falls into the trap. Damage again inflicted. So with Simple and Perfecto walking wounded, it would set Yakinda up to hold fast.
OC rotating now as well. They can isolate Elige and NaV.
Good nade. Onto Bit. And Elige only the 1. Electronic on short side. Simple still walking with a limp. This fight on Balk is going to really dictate a whole lot. Elbow. Not enough for OC. Fires off the shot. They're into the site now. NaV can't even call it. Spots bodies. So flashed. Nearly 2. Yakinda to clutch. Knows one's pit. Knows one's site. The guessing game, not required. The headshots, though, a necessity. Will the Latvian have anything to say about this one, or is it 8? Is it a 1T half? Playing with their food now. Flash interesting. Hoping he can just maneuver. A bit of a gap. A huge gap. A well-played round. Can Yakinda close? He knows! Electronic better. 8-2. NaVi, they are really running away with this first map.
And it's a team effort right now. Top of the scoreboard, Perfecto with 9 kills. But as you go down the list, you've got 8 for Bit, 7 apiece for Electronic and Simple. And then you've got MPL on 6, and he's had impact. You see OC there. He got baited by the jiggle, but the barrel, that's what made him take the shot. And that's what cost them in this situation. You see the flash? Well, Where's the assist from Yakinda there? So that one right in the face, and NaV may have had that double up. It's the little details here. And NaVi, late round, it doesn't matter. They're able to work their way in. Liquid struggling again on this CT side of Inferno.
Yakinda's opted to go rifle solo B. Safe from the initial barrage of nades, and ooh, Simple does get dinked down. Might change the state of play when you hear a rifle tagging up Simple. And that's the fight they were waiting for. Electronic handles it with ease. Oh, Nitro, you heard that. Juggles the rifle away from him. Look at that robbery from Electronic. The diligence is obscene. Oh, more bullets. Thank you very much. You might even kill him with it. Go on, Electronic, you geek. That's beautiful. Just as Nitro was trying to get his grubby mitts on the rifle, he steals it and uses it to tag him up to just 17 health. Doesn't really get better from here on out. Sure, you got the kits, you got a couple of pistols, a little bit of Kevlar for your adventure, but Simple Co are charging on in. Nitro trying to find a safe haven only for a moment. NaV with one, and that'll be it. Even hears him, spots him. And they're on the hunt.
You can hear Electronic calming for Simple here in this situation. They know exactly where he is. Already posted up towards the base of Banana is Bit, so if he doesn't get him, Simple will. And it's Simple. So if he gets the chance here, he will go for the knife. If someone's going to take the knifing not so well, it will be a Liege.
No, 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 no. Simple stabs him in the back for additional brownie points and salt tilt factor. Up to 9. A tad of the tongue as they accept that it will have to be 6 best case scenario. That frag came all too easy.
Yeah, now it's put Yakinda in a position where he has to buy an MP9. So a rifle one round and MP9 the next, and some good moves here from Electronic. Everybody functioning very well on NaVi's side of things. You wouldn't know that MPL has only played, what, 18 maps at the highest level of Counter-Strike?
Is that really the number?
It comes up from the Academy team. I was just taking a look at it a little bit earlier. So he played the World Finals, he played the Spring Groups, and well, their opening match yesterday against Cloud9, which is traditionally, you know, a bit of a back and forth affair between the two names.
18.
And this is the thing, right? You heard from Blade in an interview saying how I would have wanted to keep SDY and MPL and continue this experiment, but hey, this is where they find themselves, and if they can bring him up to speed, remember this kid, right? Never is the question about the aim. It's about the decision-making. It's about the decision tree. Same as what they have with Karan over there on Outsiders at the moment, and their brains are going to be like sponges. They're going to learn so much in these officials that Blade can just help refine them with.
Yeah, I mean, what you've got right now is a diamond in the rough, right? You know how beautiful they can look when they've been perfectly cut.
I just want to bring up some of the details here. Every time Liquid have gone for this hyper-aggressive banana maneuver, and NaVi have no issue taking boiler and halls immediately, and that's a great response, and here it comes.
Flashes are so good. OC doesn't get to play the game from a standard position. On the transition, he could go down to Bid if he's not careful. Good frag on the retreat, the dead man! Didn't account for that apps angle, bit too good, and now NaV already in trouble. Needs Alicia's help. Needs it, can't provide. Bit, double. And a man advantage for NaVi, looking for their 10th. As Nitro has pushed up towards the logs position, he can lock down any returns to B, or at least report on them, but he wants more.
Simple's still looking here. This should be his kill every other week. Yeah, there it is, laser sharp. And they know where NaV was. Couldn't have gotten too far during all of this.
Does Perfecto run all the way into B just in case?
Yeah, this would be the safest way to play this out. Allow Perfecto just to run in, see if he gets taken down, then they can just bring the bomb. You can see it's already coming over here. You know that NaV is the anchor, and this is it. Send a feeler out to either side. You're guaranteed to work out where NaV is. There you go. Bomb can go down. Simple wanting Perfecto to plant, so he can already cut off this banana rotation. So quite commanding is old Simple. You can understand that.
Or plant.
And, well, NaV knows that the best option here is to hold on to this AWP. OC has done a decent job finding some opening picks. He's got 8 kills, 8 deaths. Sometimes they can convert, sometimes they can't. But that is going to be 10 already. And another note here, and I'm sure something that we'll hear the desk talking about when we get them back on the mics in probably not too long, is about the pace changes from NaVi. Think about where they found success with the earlier gun rounds, waiting out to the final 30, 20 seconds, and then being able to explode and trade efficiently. And then that type of round. Oh, Liquid take full banana control. We pounce onto A. We punish the top mid. OC can't take a pick short and even transition back to site with plenty of time left on the clock. So much pressure being applied there, and then they just pounce, hit pause in the mid-round, find Nitro looking for info, and that one's done. Look at this, 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Bit's already postured all the way into halls. Just applying so much pressure here at NaVi. Third time out now.
Yeah, reminiscent of the last time they found themselves here. Maybe that's what Daps is saying. It's like, lads, you know, 10-2 is kind of like 9-1.
Yeah, in a way.
And we won that one.
And IHC is kind of like NaVi, I guess.
In the sense that they have to use peripheral.
They're all playing Counter-Strike.
They have feeling.
Yeah, in that sense. And they're playing in the group stage of IEM Katowice.
They are.
Exactly. But other than that,
yeah.
A few...
Are you ready to watch Blade disappear? When does it go? When does the glass go?
I imagine when freeze time gets to
8,
0.
7, 6.
You're calling the bluff with the cameraman
5,
right now.
4, 3, 2, 1. Magic.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Technology.
You can go to Vegas, start a show,
think so.
Friday, Saturday nights.
Yeah. I'll start counting cards. I can barely count to 10, but we'll see.
This time no banana pressure. So NaVi haven't had to do anything this round, and Liquid will just have to sit back on their haunches here. Classic 2-3 split of the CT defenses.
I'd like to see you throw it sooner rather than later, Yakinda, making me nervous, but it seems like NaVi are always anticipating this. As the util comes in, this time Perfecto will respect it, not going to be forced into the fight. One of those 2 rounds Liquid had managed to collect.
Nitro's going to get, oh, I was thinking flash forward here, but that nade is even better. Straight down the gullet.
More of that.
I think they still want to explode.
Yeah, that
flash at the ready.
It does bode badly. Oh, Yakinda just fully doing the dance. And yeah, Nitro's not going to have much to contribute with his sewing machine. And the rest, I guess, is history. You don't want to be throwing all these resources into a retake like this. I don't even know why OC's over here. Leave it.
Now they have to start going for rounds, so if they did want to decide, hey, let's give this one a crack, fair enough, right? At this point, half's already well lost.
Sure, it's just, it would be a bitter pill to swallow throwing 4 of them into this NaVi wall.
The only thing that's a positive here for Liquid at this moment is their loss bonus has been maxed out. So with residual cash, which a bunch of them have, they can keep buying it at least, but Bit, he wants to ruin the day.
Yeah. I've never really seen Naf angry, but that's a start.
It was just too easy as well. The pre-aim on that position, perfect from Bit. Looking like his old self.
Oh, they're coming. No, Liege. Oh. Okay, well, 3 rifles preserved, and an 11th farmed up by NaVi. They have fully got their farming gear on.
Look, it's not a very exciting story when it is a team effort here, but that's exactly what it is for NaVi. We mentioned the scoreboard not that long ago, and we should mention it again. It's still just, what are we talking about, a 3-round spread from top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, there is, 3 kills, that's it. From the top to the bottom for NaVi. Now, 2 rounds to go. Let's see if Liquid can put any sort of band-aid on this. Because Bit's coming. Bit the bully. Nitro in a forward position. Usually the flashes are good and the shot is better. OC hit by the Ferrari Bit Pete. Naf still present on A. He takes down MPL's Zap's presence, but there's more to come. And opting to go forward, not tucking your tail, not wimping out. And lucky timing. Perfecto catches a glimpse of him. One back from Elige. That was the bomb and that was the trade. Perfecto given it.
Yakinda may as well go for this, right? It's only the MP9, 2-on-1 situation. He's going to upgrade that if he can.
Yeah, dropped his weapon early so as to not make a noise upon pickup.
Has to give it a go. That scoreline's 11-2.
The kit there on quad. So he's slowly picking up the retake package. An AK, a kit would be Could be nice. He's got kills to find. So he reveals himself. He's close. NaVi, a double setup towards this default box, and yeah, no, rather take that up for Mr. OC.
I understand playing the percentages here, but this game is already, it's gone, right? You're really going to bring this one back, and he might not even stay alive here. Perfecto on the hunt. Might be able to catch him over towards the chicken pit. Door doesn't swing open here, so Yukinda will be keeping this one alive for the next round of play, but Inferno, blink and you miss it.
Can we get excited about Anubis, though?
I think so, and I think Liquid may be looking at the last time they saw NaVi play Anubis, think maybe it's a bit of a weakness. They had a close game against that of Complexity, I believe it was, over there in the spring groups.
But yeah, you know, you talked about team effort. I think that round is a perfect example of it, where every time it felt like a little bit of a risk was taken, there was someone from NaVi to ensure that it wasn't too risky. Perfecto catching Elige as he tried to take that second frag.
Oh, sticky molly right there. Doesn't quite leave the hands of Perfecto as he would have wanted, but we'll get it out regardless, and things have gone so well here. And one of the keys is NaVi haven't dropped the focus, right? They haven't changed. You know, they're not just YOLOing, they're not just running at Liquid, they're still running through the strategies, being reserved when they need to be, playing good, solid Counter-Strike. You can hear the communication, it sounds great. And, well, yeah, it makes sense. Everything is going great. We've only lost 2 rounds.
OC desperate for a clean shot without a flash or a nade or a molly at his toes. And there he gets one. Simple. Meets OC's AWP. Yukinda saved it for a reason. Can they convert off the back of it for their third? 3 banana. Bit lingering towards the apartments on the opposite side of the map. Now there's a pop flash for Nitro upon his call. Oh, but boosted on the wall! He can't do anything about that! NaVi sees an advantage back, or rather, I should say, an equalizer. Nitro's not had a fun half. They've had his number on this B side of the map.
Which is wild because OC's done his job and more in this half with the AWP. He's found so many openings. I think it's 5 in total.
Oof.
So he's definitely been doing his job here. Gonna gamble a third man over towards B, and it will be the B finish.
Let's see if Liquid can disrupt. Heads spotted, bit down. NPL with another frag. Perfecto builds on, and the bomb again down with a second to spare. Elige and Nav hard pressed to find these frags. They've gone for 2 towards banana. Flash is good. Barrel is spotted. And NPL is down. Things get interesting now. If that smoke from Nav blocks off the fight, there's going to be a gap on that. Need a fake. Elige's holding it. Nav needs to defend, and he has done so. Third round, a second away. Liquid will close with a win, but certainly not a flavor they've been tasting all too often this half. 12 for NaVi. Likely not going to be long before we're back at the analyst desk, but for now, we'll go and grab a drink. We'll be back in 2 to see if Liquid have got anything left to say of this first map. NaVi in need of 4 rounds to take the first map of this series, and it's a big one at that. Liquid versus Natus Vincere. It is the Group A upper bracket semi. Securing this gets you to the playoffs. We get to trip to the Spodek on the line. NaVi, no stranger to it. In fact, we've been seeing them get to the playoffs more often than not.
Yeah, they can practically touch it right now. Oof, a bit on the jump spot here. Definitely sees a little bit of information on NaV there, but not too many sound cues as they put out feelers on either side of the map here. NaV in second mid, Yakinda already top of Banana. Rejigging the troops right here, so Yakinda with a lot of room, and we'll take a glance here to spot it on the jiggle. Baits out the smoke, and I think that's job done as MPL has been pulled over to bolster the B defenses. Now over towards A. Simple and Bit still reside. There's a smoke and a flash in OC's hands to try and make this one a little bit more interesting, but they're going to let Yakinda continue to work. How antsy will Simple get here?
Taking a lot of self-control to not go looking, I'm sure. Yakinda. One single bullet whistles past his ear, and he will consider that enough.
Still looking like the holes pop here. 40 seconds left on the clock, and here comes 3.
Yeah, it's time for the smoke, it's time for the flash. OC to set up the boys. Liquid, must-win pistol if they want a voice in Inferno. And Simple, oof, deleted, flattened. Elise with a double on the clock. A-site is lost, and NaVi concede.
All right, well, couldn't have gone much better than that. 2 kills, they're in, bomb down, round done.
Not a, damn it. I was about to say not a point of damage. I think Elise actually did that to himself, jumping out of the balcony, but...
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, so not a point of damage done.
Yakinda doesn't want to allow them to hold on to what I think he's assuming is a bit of Kevlar on some of these members. It is a nade set for Perfecto and MPL. It's electronic with some Julies and some Kevlar, but they can just let them sit here and stew. You don't have to get stuck in too much. And I think one of the keys that you bring up here with no damage is, well, the armor is going to be on 100 for everybody on Liquid. They're going to get a very cheap upgrade in towards that head armor. And that makes sense why they let... Whoop. Oh! Nitro chase, because he was the one with nades. So,
right.
Yeah, they sent him out. Everyone else is going to get a nice $350 upgrade.
Yeah, and that feels really nice when you find yourself with a rifle, helmet, and full nades, round 2.
Yeah, and that's the little details that I'm sure people think, well, you're really looking at the minutiae here. Yeah, but it means that they're going to have rifles and nades instead of SMGs and nades. Yeah. That could make a big difference if NaVi had opted to force buy, which I'll spoil the fun. They haven't. But they won a round in the first half with upgraded pistols and no armor. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, that one really was the start of this snowball rolling down the hill, turning into an avalanche.
Yeah, it was like 2 tilt rounds in a row, right? So, mental residue for Team Liquid. It's a bit gunky.
But if you want a real tilter, you lose this one. Don't see a world where that happens. Maybe Perfecto and Electronic do, because here comes the U-tilt. And Yakinda trying to use that mobility of the MAC-10. Does catch a pointy elbow of Electronic. We'll be calling that out. And down goes the B defense.
If they won that round, that would have been the greatest B defense of all time. Without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Not even hyperbole.
I wouldn't have even had an issue just claiming that, stamping a pair of Julies and a USP against a full up
armored helmets
with an execute with all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
I mean, the greatest defense of all time on Inferno. No one had ever seen anything like it.
Oh, well, I mean, in terms of damage, though, Liquid have managed to once again evade that. So, cash in the coffers. Bomb down.
Ah, they know where both are.
And maybe even an extra frag. Maybe $600 for Yakinda if he's lucky. Oh, no. Bit so deadly. Jeez, how has he gone and done that? He's got a kill and nearly 2. Nitro does have to run. Phew. Wow, OC was right behind him and took 1 damage.
MPL was over near Library and he still died on 1 HP, the poor guy.
Damn, and Nitro must have just been away from the radius.
All right, well, NaVi, you took the save. That means we get to see the buy round, and this was the round just before from the pistol where it was just before the round expires.
Zoom.
Oh, and
he
to the
did.
side of the head, clipped the ear, did old Nitro.
He did click. Good to see smiles, though. They know it's certainly not all is lost. Just does feel like Inferno is going to require some heroics, though.
Yeah, look, I don't want to write Inferno off by any means, but it doesn't feel like this is going to be their map.
No. Well, let's see. NaVi's defense with the 3 FAMAS.
Yeah, it's one of the worst
It looks so
third round
ugly.
buys, but this is how it used to be back in the day, right? When you had the M4A4 and M4A1S at the higher price points. Now that a lot of people have transitioned back to the A4, and you know that you need utility on a map like Inferno, you're going to have emissions. This is what it felt like for me when I was doing buy rounds in the third. That's why you used to go for the force, then an eco, then a buy. They've gone for a different pattern here.
Okay, Perfecto, what are you made of? Counter util, good frag. MP9 shredding through, electronic doubles up. Now problems for Liquid into the side. Elige, so blind, he's mad. And Simple takes him down, and yeah, the buy may not be pretty, but the round sure is. Gorgeous work from NaVi. Just OC at 6 HP. And Nav running back to spawn, wishing he could start again.
Yeah,
Start again, guys, reset. Is there a reset button back here?
The door isn't closed on them. Pit is still very passive. You can see Bit, he didn't push on down and take away any room, but what are they meant to do? There's no options here, and that'll be 13 now for NaVi. Running through their map choice of Inferno here.
You ever been on a scooter like that? A Vespa? A motorcycle? A two-wheeled
yes, I have.
vehicle?
Yes, I have.
What did you go on?
I don't think I was driving. I think, so, story time. In Indonesia, a lot of Australians go on holidays to Bali.
Yes.
And there's a lot of those, and you jump on the back of one.
You hop on the back?
Yeah. I
Are
think
you
I did
doing
it
the
in
whole
China as well.
Cliche, wind in your hair.
No, you hold on to the back of the...
Oh, you don't hold their hips?
No.
No?
No.
Oh. Was that a nice from Blade?
Yeah, happy with that.
Whoa.
As you'd expect, right? The buy was a whole lot weaker here, but they got an awful lot out of these MP9s. It's wild to reflect back to Katowice last year with NaVi. A lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, it still is.
Yeah, definitely so. And to see them potentially returning back to the Spodek again, I think this is their 9th time in Katowice. If they make it, that'll be 8 out of 9 playoffs appearances. The only time they didn't was 2014. Pretty good from the organization.
Not a bad track record. And, you know, considering how willing they are to throw new names into the mix, if they could do it with NPL, as they did with Bit.
Who's holding his own here, 10 kills. He's done the job that's required of him here today. At least on map number 1. Could be a long series ahead of us here. Anubis up next. Can't forget about that. It's just, this has been so commanding.
It's a good word for it. It's a deep smoke as well. NPL just staring at it. Still responsible for long. Liquid yet to make their move as we reach that 60-second point. That one gunshot, great catch from the Obs team as Simple's indecision is still piecing it together. I think Perfecto wants answers. And he gets more than an answer! He gets himself a double! Oh, that's going to leave a mark, and so will the spray into the smoke. Simple cuts Elige down to size with a scrap of health to work with as he tries to continue to fight into this B side. Now, the healthy down as well to the Simple FAMAS. This is all too easy. Running into the crossfires, NaVi got this on lock. And OC does as hard as little as he could. Couldn't really run away. His exit was locked. And so 14 is found for NaVi.
Yeah, at least it's quick here for Liquid. They can get onto their map choice here swiftly. But this was great, right? Because MPL staying in trash, he could take intermittent jiggles towards top mid and call it clear. Because there wasn't enough pressure applied towards top mid from Liquid. They didn't molly out trash. They didn't really ever take any fights. So the fact that MPL didn't have to move from that position for the entire round gave NaVi all the information. And that Simple could cheat over. And, well, now he's taking a couple of liberties here. Aggressive down mid against the eco here for Liquid. This should be Quite a quick round, 15. Simple just mops up 3 quick kills with the FAMAS. Only 2 more to find, and everybody else is looking for a kill. MPL wants to stat pad Electronic 2, and there it is. Be a 10-round stretch for Liquid if they want to take this one to overtime, but I'd be telling you all a bit of a fib. This is a very strong-looking NaVi right now, and we know that Liquid have definitely had their troubles, but as the desk highlighted, in the last 3 outings, Liquid have had their way with NaVi.
Yeah, maybe a very different kettle of fish here, though. I mean, those matches were all within 6 months of now, and yet, yes, a lot can change over that period of time. Liquid's Inferno certainly a little rattled, and so is OC. Simple. Opens up the NaVi account, perhaps for the last time, here on Inferno.
When things are going so well, and you have this much of a lead, you can take a couple of more of these risks. We'll even cop it here in the pip. And look, just standing wide, taking the fight, lopping off heads, and back to back. Bit gets one. Will be traded here, so blind spot exploited.
Yeah, it's going to require some heroics, though. Yakinda, the fact he's lived through 2 of those shots does give Liquid a bit more potency. If Elige can get into the pit, strafes into Electronic. And this one reaches its foregone conclusion. Nitro to go. 16-5 as NaVi thrive on their map pick. Liquid choosing to take it to the newest edition is where the conversation will start about how competitive this series will be.